Oh boy, here we go again, back to work. And for the record, by the way, I did not collude with Elon Musk to get this rug pull today. All kidding aside with you guys, beautiful job today, fantastic. Great to hear you guys making money on this rug pull. Now, deep breath, we are grinding lower into non-farm payrolls tomorrow. Two big clues, grinding down, big news tomorrow. That usually means traps are where the money is made tomorrow. In fact, I have two traps, maybe three traps I'm watching for tomorrow. We have a very important video tonight because if we nail just one of these traps for tomorrow, it can make our entire week. So I want to talk entries. I want to talk exits. I want to talk some variations and things in case things get crazy tomorrow. So this will be a master class, bull traps, bear traps. So buckle up. As always, thanks for tuning in and watching tonight. It's been a fantastic week. Let's finish up with some more green on Friday. Charts are ready. Enough of the intro. Let's get our hands dirty here now and make some more money on what should be a fantastic Friday morning. S&P SPY, ready to go tonight. NASDAQ triple Qs are always ready. I got three clues on the charts right now that are telling me where I think the money is made tomorrow. One of those three clues is right here on the hourly time frame. We have a very important situation happening right now in the hourly chart. We were very bullish all week this week. We pulled back. We've retested these highs now on both the NASDAQ and the S&P, and now we're getting some rejection off of these highs. We talked about this last night. We knew we were way up top here. We knew the rug pull was potential. Now, when we see rejection like this stuff oftentimes goes all the way back down and takes out those recent lows. All the way back down and takes out the recent lows. So one of three very big clues right now. We're definitely still bullish overall. I would not give this yet to the bears yet, but we're seeing major rejection off the highs right now. Think of that prior low at 13, that prior low at 53, that prior low at 99, that prior low at 71.5. Those are key levels to keep in mind for tomorrow morning and really into next week as well. Keep those on your mind. I got next clue up. Second clue for tomorrow is over on the calendar for tomorrow. Two things on my mind for tomorrow. First, of course, is non-farm payrolls. This is a very big deal for tomorrow. We do expect there to be some volatility around that number tomorrow morning. So please be careful between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. And also, too, we know trade talk. We're about Trump and Xi. Apparently, Trump and Xi are besties now. They're talking on the phone together. So we know the drama unfolding right now with Elon and Trump. So there's a lot going on out there. We don't know exactly how that will play out tomorrow. So those are second thing I'm watching for tomorrow. But we definitely know, expect some volatility around the employment number here. And again, we'll keep an eye tomorrow morning on the headlines regarding more updates regarding trade talks. That's clue number two. Now let's get serious. This is the easy stuff. Let's get serious now. Joel, down some tick charts here right now because we don't trade time charts. We don't trade the 60-minute time frame, the trade room. We always trade tick charts. This is a 7,000 tick chart, by the way. If you're watching right now for the first time, all the time frames, upper left-hand corner. And the only indicator we use to find winning trades is the 21 EMA. That's the old line you're seeing right there. The third clue might be the most important clue right now. We're grinding down. Now, you know this already. If you're a student of mine in our trade room, you know grinding trends are a very particular type of trend. There are two types of trades. Well, two types of scenarios or strategies we look for whenever we see a grinding move. I want to talk about the first one. We'll cover the first one here on the S&P. And then a bit later on in the video, we'll talk about the second one on the NASDAQ. They're very much interchangeable right now. And like I said earlier, we do not need both of these. If we can nail one of these tomorrow, we can make the entire week with some big green on a Friday morning. So let's cover the first one here on the S&P. And I'll tell you right now, if you like making money, you definitely want to stick around all the way to the end. We're going to cover the entire roadmap on tonight's video. The first scenario here, whenever we grind down is if we wind up going lower overnight, the first scenario is we expect to sell some bull traps above the high. For example, I'd love to make a run up. Now remember, we're still a bullish market overall. So as we run higher, imagine that 21 EMA coming in. Imagine now that channel coming down. Imagine that prior high here. I've got the lower low here. Again, this is the first scenario we're getting ready for tomorrow. We get back above the prior swing. Again, we're still bullish overall, but I'm expecting now these bears are going to want to run this thing back down to retest the low. The time the entry on this, it's going to be a bull trap. Not just a two-try bull trap, but a technical bull trap. What that means is let buyers try once. Go lower, let them try twice. Here's the deal. I want a lower low in price, above that high, strong red candle, closing below that 21 EMA, and we're headed back down to retest that low. Now, we're an overall bull market. When I get back down to retest that low, and by the way, there's that 09 quarter level we mentioned earlier on the higher time frame. When I get back to retest the low, these are some of my favorites. If you know my style of trading, what are these? Retest trades. This could be the biggest trade of the week tomorrow because as they run back to that low, anybody who sells short off the high, they take their profit off of that low. This is the worst place to be selling, right? Great spot for a bear trap to sell off that high. It needs to be a technical bull trap like I teach in the free video course. To buy off the low, I could be a lot more aggressive. Now all I need is bears once, higher high, bears twice, and we're buying right into those stop losses. Now, very important. If we can nail this double bottom, nail this retest trade, now we look to start adding to our winner. This is where that hourly time frame, the overall bullishness really comes in handy now. Remember how this works? Separation off the moving average, higher high in price. Again, separation is so important here. Once I see separation, now I know I can confidently add to my winner going higher. I will certainly be taking profit off at the retest of that high. And if it's one thing for a Friday, leave a runner. Fridays love to run. So again, one scenario, again, we got two scenarios for tomorrow. One scenario is we make a lower low in price overnight, and now everybody's going to short above those prior highs. It's a bull trap, a technical bull trap. Let those buyers try once, try twice. We sell that bull trap off that high. Our targets are easy. Back at that low. And again, I think this is where the magic happens. That retest trade tomorrow, it's a two-try bear trap. That bear trap into that add-on as we squeeze and run back up and ultimately resume the overall bullish trend. That's the first of two scenarios I'm watching for tomorrow. But let's think for a moment. What if I'm wrong? What if this blows over between Elon and Trump? What if we just start running higher here overnight? I mean, come on, we are an overall bull market. So let's put together a game plan right now. And again, we're going to cover the second scenario on the NASDAQ in a moment. If we wind up spiking going higher here right now, there'll be two types of trades I'm looking for up here, okay? The first one's a two-legged pullback. What was resistance will become support for me, and the goal will be to get below the moving average, one leg, two leg, and by the way, my favorites are a little bit more than a measured move. What I'll do is try to find a channel off that high, off that low, and this is where that bear trap comes in handy. Remember, we're overall bullish overall, right? So if we spike up overnight or if we slowly grind up overnight, right? If everything blows over, if Elon and Trump are back buddies again tomorrow morning, it could easily happen, right? We know how politics goes, right? If it pulls back here right now find the new channel, two-legged pullback, 1 and 2, and then trap the bears in. Bears once, bears twice, trap them in, and again, if there's one thing you learn from me, when you get that bear trap and things start separating off that moving average, higher high, go in and keep adding to that winner and let that trade run. That's one of two variations of this in case I'm wrong and we jump up overnight. The second one is a bit more advanced. Before we dive into that though, let's slow down for 2 seconds because if you're watching right now for the first time, I know most of you guys watching right now, you guys know these patterns. You're making money with these already. But if you're watching for the first time right now, this might be a brand new strategy for you. Don't you worry though. I teach this entire roadmap, the entire system in my free trading course. In fact, I have a ton of examples, bear traps, add-ons. Guys, the markets are way too good right now not to be making profits each day. What I'll do is I'm gonna put a link up top here for you. Upper right-hand corner, hit that link that popped up right there and take that free trading course, because the strategy I teach in that video course will teach you a simple trick we use in our members trade room that literally tells us exactly where the winning trades are going to be each day. It's remarkable how simple and effective it is. You'll laugh when you see how simple it is. More importantly though, I want to teach you my 4 favorite entry setups so you can time better entries, get your confidence back in your trading, make a lot more consistent profits. Guys, bottom line, if you're missing the best entries right now, if you've lost your confidence in your current strategy, what are you waiting for right now? Pause the video, hit that link that popped up there, watch that free trading course. You're gonna love all the trade examples I include in that short video series. The best part is it's completely free for you. Also keep in mind too, guys, I'm gonna put all the important links we need to learn the strategy, learn the roadmap. I'll put all the important links below this video in the description. Start first on the free video course. Most folks start making money all on their own from that free video class. So start there first. And don't forget too, I post a ton of charts and videos and mindset stuff on Twitter or X. If you're on X, give me a follow. Again, all the details you need to learn the roadmap, time better entries, get your confidence back, hopefully make a lot more money because of it. I'll put all those links you need to learn more in the description of the YouTube video. All right, so now we know one of 2 scenarios for tomorrow. We make a lower low in price, we pop up, bull trap, retest, and bam, right back up again. And I mentioned earlier, this is only the first of 2 scenarios. I also want to cover 2. If we run up, it's that 2-legged pullback, find that new channel, right? And bam, from there. There's one more variation though I want to talk about before we tackle the NASDAQ and go over scenario number 2. Remember, we get non-farm payrolls tomorrow. If we wind up spiking up here and into a trading range, you knew this was coming, right? You know how much I love ranges, and we got a big news event tomorrow morning. If it pops up and goes into a range up here, in all reality, this is one of the easiest ways to make money, because what do ranges do? Ranges love to rotate. Now remember, we're an overall bull market, right? So if it pops up in a range right now we're looking for that rotation off of that low, right? This is why I love ranges. So if we pop up or we grind higher overnight, again, I have no crystal ball. I want to make sure we game plan different scenarios. That way you have a tool for whatever scenario we get for tomorrow. We pop into range here now. Now all we do is we find levels of support below the range. Could be a prior swing, could be a triangle, right, off this range. You'll learn more of those details in the free video course. Very simple. If we pop into a range here, we wait for a break below, and all we do is use that 21 EMA, trap those bears in, let them try a couple times. I like twice, because that way I can use their stops to fuel that move going higher, and we're running higher. Now remember, the reason why ranges are my favorite is because now where's the market want to go? It wants to rotate the amount below, the amount above. Just like over here, right? That range right there, rotation back down again, right? Just like that one right there. Same thing over here. So we now know where the market now wants to go now in this scenario. What do? We trap those bears in, we squeeze those stops, and as always, in fact, if there's one scenario where you must add to your position and leave a runner, it's a range rotation. Range is my favorite because of this. So we see separation. Remember, separation off the moving average, right? That pullback will barely pull back, right? That's your cue now. Higher high in price, right below that low, and bam, we're in like that. So again, if I'm wrong about this thing grinding down, if we pop up into a range, that's the game plan, right? If we pop up, 2-legged pullback, right? That's the game plan. That way we know what to do tomorrow if things start getting a bit weird tomorrow morning around Non-Farm Friday. And by the way, I love this one right here, right? If the trading gods are shining down on us tomorrow, we'll get something like this tomorrow morning. So keep that screenshot ready tomorrow morning as you're trading. Now let's talk about the second scenario. The second scenario is a little more complicated, but I think once you see how it works, I think you'll see why I like that one just as much. Over on the NASDAQ right now, and again, we touched on this a little bit in the intro, right? So again, we know we're bullish. Nice strong run up. We talked about this. Last night, right? Strong run up. They've pulled back. They retested major highs. And of course, I was joking around earlier by saying, I promise I was not in cahoots with Elon about the rug pull. We just saw so many technical clues last night. We just kind of knew that was probably coming. And sure enough, right? That's what happened here today. We call this rejection. This is very important to understand this, right? So now everyone who's buying up here, buyers are rejecting that higher price, obviously, right? Or they would keep going higher. When I see rejection off the high like this, that usually means we are trying to roll all the way back down and take out that low. Now, that may be a bit extreme. What might happen is we may go back to that low at that 399 level, but we almost always, though, go back to a recent swing, right? So keep your eyes on those swings there down below us. Still bullish. Again, I'm not going to say we're a bear market right now. That's for sure, right? We're still bullish overall, but that rejection's a very big clue here. Now, I want to cover the tick charts here on the NASDAQ. Before we do that though, if you're enjoying these videos here right now, please help me grow this channel by hitting that like button and make sure you subscribe. I know we're all busy people and I so much appreciate you guys tuning in, carving some time out, watching my videos every evening. I really appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. So thank you all so much for the likes, sharing my videos, subscribing, all the love I get in the comment section below. I can feel the love. I appreciate it, guys. Now I promise I'm done begging for likes here. Let's now dive in. The tick charts right now. I'm telling you right now, the tick charts will make everything easier, all right? They make everything easier. Tick charts, the analysis is easier, the entries are easier than time charts, all right? So get yourself some tick charts. These are from NinjaTrader, get them from TradingView, whatever, right? Get yourself tick charts. It'll make the whole process easier. Now, you'll notice right away in the NASDAQ right now, the NASDAQ has that lower low in price. So like we said earlier, one of the scenarios right now is to go up, get that technical bull trap, right? That technical bull trap down to retest that low. And my goodness, please give us a retest trade tomorrow. Please, 1, 2, and back up again. Love retest trades. We saw one this morning in the morning trade room and back up again. Oh, and by the way, one variation of that too, by the way, I should have mentioned this earlier on the S&P here. As we go higher here, we may not get that 1, 2 bull trap up there. Every once in a while, it'll V-top up here and run back down. If it runs back down again, it's the same basic game plan, but now what we'll do is find a trend line off that low, mark off that high, and we look for that first test is the best test off of that channel. Does that make sense? Now, the second scenario, the second strategy we look for whenever markets grind down like this in the major news is a range, right? It's a range down here, okay? So oftentimes what happens is when you get these big rejections off the high like that big rejection like that, oftentimes we're gonna find our way into a new range here somewhere, okay? And with tomorrow being news day tomorrow, and a lot of trade deals up in the, a lot of stuff up in the air right now, right? So do not be surprised here if we wind up going sideways here at somewhere here into a trading range. Now, when it comes to ranges, remember, ranges love to rotate, right? Like that range we saw this morning, right? We go up, the amount above is the amount below. This is not a coincidence, right? Ranges love to rotate back and forth. So when I think of an overall bull market, but a bear range here, a grinding move going lower, remember, ranges love to rotate. We're going to go up, down, back and forth. And again, the amount above, the amount below. We use those symmetry tools to find entries and exits. What is very likely in a scenario like this is, if we do go sideways into that range, what is very likely is we pop up, we see that same technical bull trap, right? That buyers once, lower low, buyers twice, that bull trap off that high. It could also be that V-top variation I mentioned a few moments ago as well. But the bottom line is same entry pattern, right off the high. Then, remember, in a range market, we're not just going back to retest the low, we're going to get that pendulum swing. Once we get that pendulum swing, same idea now as a retest trade, except it's just a rotation trade, right? So now it goes over, same stuff, right? Same stuff. Again, I can be a lot more aggressive on this one because we're overall bullish. Needs to be a technical, and again, this will make a lot more sense once you get to the video course I mentioned earlier, a technical bull trap because we're overall bullish right now. All I need here is a standard bear trap, right? Basically a 2-try failure pattern like I teach in the video course. Bears once, bears twice, trap them in, and squeeze those stops. And again, because we're overall bullish, we want to make sure we are trying to add to our winner with that separation, that higher high in price, and hit it off that low. And again, target now will be up around the highs and leave a runner, right? Leave a run on Friday afternoon, late morning, right? Early afternoon on a Friday, leave a runner. Now, one thing about this I want you to keep in mind too is that oftentimes what happens is we get a range like this. Oftentimes we'll get a run up, bull trap, run back down. We get our pendulum swing, right? We get our bear trap down here. And now this thing just cooks, right? It completely rips and runs higher here. We want to be ready for that because again, we're overall bullish right now. So as it rips, how would I know as we go higher here, how would I know when I can start looking for a breakout pullback? Separation, right? Separation. It's always that separation. So if we get that bear trap below that range like this, which again, I think is a great trade for tomorrow, one of my favorites for tomorrow, if this thing starts to really grind off that moving average, remember when it grinds and separates like that, that's a lot of momentum now for the buyers. It's very simple now. Mark a trend line off that high, right? Bring it down around that low. Now look left, find one of these prior swings, and I want that first, we call it first test is the best test off of that low. It could be a bear trap. It could be a 2-try bear trap, 1 and 2. But the bottom line is any of the entry patterns you guys are learning in the free video course, again, it'll slingshot off of that low. It'll grind. The same reason why grinding down tells me I can short that bull trap is the same reason why grinding up tells me it's time to get aggressive on that first pullback off of that channel. Grinding trends are usually tough to stop. So if we do slingshot off of that low, look for that first test is the best test off of that low. And remember, one final variation, I promise we'll call it quits for tonight. One variation, again, I have no crystal ball for tomorrow. I want to make sure we have a game plan no matter what crazy variation we see. I want to make sure we're all mentally and technically ready to make some profit on this. If we go sideways into a range and we break out and start grinding, that's your cue, right? That's your cue now that something's changed, right? There'll be a news event that comes out, right? Trump will say something, Musk will say something, who cares, right? Something happens, we pop up, we're grinding, okay? In that case, the trend line, channel, first test, best test. Remember, ranges, they love to break out pullback. What was resistance now becomes support. Now, I mentioned earlier the two-legged pullback, right? Two-legged pullbacks, one leg, two leg. Think about a measured move. And again, between you and me, my favorite ones go a bit more than a measured move here. We get off the top of that range. That range now wants to hold as a breakout pullback. And again, remember, the variation of this is it's grinding. It's separating and grinding away from that moving average. That's the clue now. We're not selling anymore, right? We're now looking to sell the bear trap, or sorry, buy the bear traps here, right? Bears once, bear twice. This becomes a breakout pullback, and we're running higher from there. So watch that range, trade that rotation, right? Trade the rotation. That's a good one for tomorrow. But at the minute we start seeing this thing pop up and begin to grind away from that moving average, now we flip it, right? Now we know, okay, things are getting better sentiment-wise. Now look for that channel, either channel or two-legged pullback, breakout pullback, bear trap, and we're in from there. All right, guys, I know we've covered a lot here in tonight's video, but grab that free video course. Things will make a whole lot more sense. A lot of examples in the free video course that will give you a roadmap to follow each day. And of course, again, obviously every morning, opening bell, we'll trade this stuff together. That's the game plan for tomorrow, and some variations just in case things get wild in a non-farm payrolls tomorrow morning. Now, speaking of tomorrow morning, the place to be is in our trade room. Every morning, 8 o'clock Eastern time. The easiest way to make money with this stuff is to learn and trade along every morning with us at the opening bell. I'll put all the important links you need to learn the roadmap, start making money on your own, get your confidence back in your trading. Enjoy the free video course. You're gonna love all the trade examples there. Remember, don't forget, come join us, trade with us at the opening bell each morning in the morning trade room. You're gonna love it. In the meantime, guys, be well, be nice to each other, and be here next time. Adios, amigos. Bye for now.